Well, our first guest joins me in studio, Mr. Greg Lambrecht. Greg is the CEO of a company called Singlepoint Incorporated. Their stock symbol's SING. Greg, welcome back to the show.
Well, thanks for having me back live.
Well, Sing is singing. I mean, I have not seen such interest and volume increases and equity increases in quite a long time. Tell us about it.
Well, everything has kind of fallen into place for us. Of course, we've been telling the public that we're very excited about what's happened with 7 out of the 8 states pass, and we're pretty optimistic that they're going to open up the banks sooner than later, and when that happens, we're going to be the merchant processors for the dispensaries. So I think the public's really responding to that, and of course, the cannabis business is somewhere around $5 billion right now, but with these states opening up, they expect it to go anywhere from 50 to 100 billion, and we're going to have a small piece of that. So I think that's pretty exciting.
Well, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, last time you were in the studio. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren is really pushing for the banks to open up for cannabis businesses. And let's face it, when Elizabeth Warren wants something, she doesn't take no for an answer.
No, in fact, it's interesting because Trump's answer on opening up the banks has been he's going to leave it to the states. So when you combine that with someone like Elizabeth Warren, well, then you're going to see Massachusetts probably open up the banks for these dispensaries. So I think the future is really bright for what Singlepoint is involved in the cannabis business.
Well, when you're a politician, let's face it, it's about one of two things. One, getting a vote to get reelected. Number two, getting revenue. And they're smelling the revenue that cannabis can create.
Yeah, I think so. I think with Washington and Oregon and Colorado, when they opened up, I think that was exciting. But now with California and Florida and Massachusetts, there's a tipping point to where they're going to have to give them bank accounts. And we're set up pretty well. Of course, we did this business 2 years ago, and we had over 200 accounts, and the banks closed. So we know how to do this business. We reopened up our site, singleseedpayments.com, and we're spending a lot of time and money on that to allow dispensaries to not only get started right now with our text message marketing program, but when the banks open up to start using our merchant processing.
Now, we've been covering your company for about 4 years, Greg, and I know that acquisition's been a big part of the growth that you've experienced. I know you're in Southern California right now, involved in meetings related to an acquisition. Is there anything you can tell us?
I have to be careful there, but yeah, we've positioned Singlepoint in the past years to really be a strong public company. And now with our market cap and with our volume and our stock price, we are very focused on some acquisitions. We have 3 in mind that we would like to close as soon as possible. And all I can tell you is one is in the cannabis industry.
Okay. Well, it has to be very attractive to a private company when you come around and you're talking about basically giving them an exit strategy, for lack of a better term. And that's what merging with a public company does, correct?
Yeah, and especially the ones that we're talking to right now, they're looking at our stock and seeing the volume and the price increase, so they're very motivated to do a deal with us. It's really been astounding how many, not only investors, but private companies that are interested in being a part of a public company are contacting us right now. So in the next 3 to 6 months, I think you're going to see even more excitement coming from Singlepoint and Sing.
Now, I know late last year you were talking about going through the necessary motions, the audits and everything else to get the stock moved up to a higher exchange. I think you said you had to audit 2016 as well. Has that audit begun for last year?
Yeah, it has. So what happened there is we got into November of 2016, and basically at that point we were going to have to do 2016 anyway. So we just decided to wait. So we're starting right now to audit 2016. It generally takes about 3 or 4 months. So that audit should be done in April, May. And at that point, we'll move up to the OTCQB, which will only give Singlepoint more credibility and bring in some institutional investors.
A lot of people don't realize just how much is involved in running a public company, the audits, the day-to-day operations. I mean, these audits are expensive and they do take a long time, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and you know, one of the things about it is, as we did, we started the audit, and we got so deep into 2016 that we just made a decision that we're going to go ahead and audit 2016 too. But we're going to get it done, and hopefully this year we'll be on the OTCQB, and who knows, with the way things are going, maybe we're going to bypass the OTCQB and go straight to the NASDAQ.
Wow, that would be incredible. Now, of course, there appears to be a new attitude in this country with respect to business, and then you couple that with the cannabis industry just exploding. It's got to be a great time to be involved with Singlepoint.
Well, yeah, I can tell you that not only the attitude, but certainly the stock volume and the price. We have gotten many requests just in the last couple weeks about investing directly into our company, which is going to help us with the cash portion of these acquisitions. So everything's kind of fallen into place.
Once again, the company is Singlepoint Incorporated. Their stock symbol's SING. Greg, very exciting as always. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me, and go Sing.